After 6 weeks, I promise I will stop doing this once Vince Russo
There's not a ton of news, by the way.
Oh, I finished reading the PW Torch and there was like 2 news headlines. I was like, that's going to be a short session for the news.
Yeah, we're getting an idea of what we'll be in 25 years when we're doing 2024 news.
Well, 2024 has been quite an eventful year, but like 23, you'd be like, there's nothing.
Oh my god, we'll just review the shows?
Yeah, at least the Observer had a decent amount of news, at least. But yeah, when I finished the Torch part, I was like, oh god, there's nothing this month. But there is a little bit. I am still going to shout at about ratings, though. I promise I will stop once Russo shows up. But I want to conclusively prove that there was fucking no reason to bring back Vince Russo. And it's all your fault, you idiots.
This is our video essay citing our sources to show that the idea of bringing Vince Russo back was, in fact, terrible and dumb and stupid.
After 6 weeks in the Thursday night time slot, Impact is averaging a 1.0 rating and 1.1 million viewers. It is 23% above its Saturday night ratings average. After 9 weeks, it was 1.0 and 1.2 million viewers, so growing over the month of June. There is so many Observer stories, and I don't include all of them because, again, I hate ratings and I hate breaking down ratings. I think it's mundane and boring and dopey bullshit that distracts from actually talking about wrestling as an artistic form, and instead we're just like, oh, ratings, fuck off. But this month, there is a bunch of, like, Dave is like, oh, this did the best quarter it's ever done. This is the best rating in the history. Like, May 18th did a 1.12, which is the best rating in the history of the show, beating the 1.08, including the debut of Sting on Impact. Also had one of the stronger patterns of losing less viewers than usual, I guess. It's still lost viewers. And the Christian opening segment did a 1.31, the best quarter in the history of the television show.
That sounds like a bunch of good rating talk.
Yeah, it's a bunch of consistently, this show is doing better than it has ever done.
It's time to fucking ruin it.
And this is, again, it drives me crazy. It really does. And it's just like, oh, TNA needs to be fixed. They dropped the ball with Samoa Joe after he won the match at Sacrifice. It's like, would you shut the fuck up? I agree. They should have went with Joe earlier and faster. This is the year he should have won the belt. But also, like, Vince Russo came back and you did that. You did that. Nobody else. The June 15th episode aired an hour later instead of 11, and it aired at 12 due to an Ultimate Fighter double bill. There is, we'll talk about it a little more in a second because Dave outlines what the new lead-in for Impact is, but there is like some, and I think it is reasonable concern. It's fun to talk about because there's a lot of talk about the Dynamite lead-in this week because it moved from Big Bang Theory to Black Panther. But the Impact lead-in at the moment is Ultimate Fighter, and Ultimate Fighter is doing really well, and this is the last week of the season of the Ultimate Fighter, so the first Impact of the July pay-per-view cycle will be the first Impact without Ultimate Fighter as the lead-in. So there is a lot of talk about, how will it do without Ultimate Fighter as the lead-in? Will it lead to a drop in ratings? They assume it will, and we'll see, will that play out that way? How do you feel about Black Panther versus the Big Bang Theory as the AEW Dynamite lead-in?
I don't know, there's nothing, I'm actually kind of somewhat earnestly doing this. There's nothing about the show that screams this is like why a show should do really badly. I feel like it's just like one of those weird 1 week things that happens every now and again where like ratings just everything does kind of shitty. No one watches TV on that day. And
then it's back to a 0.24 and 750,000 again next week.
Yeah, I think it's all gonna like sort of just be exactly what it is next week. And it's just one of those weird things that occasionally happens with ratings where people just don't tune in for whatever reason.
No, AEW's dead.
Well, AEW's been dead for like a year and a half now.
Kendrick Lamar has killed it.
Good.
Should get into bed with Drake.
Well,
that's a bad expression.
I was going to say AEW is still a young company, I guess.